Hey guys, it's Megan and Tim, and we're doing a collab today with Zainey Laney. And basically, I have been trying to do this collab with like everyone, and everyone always turns me down. I wanted to do one of their video series, and I wanted them to do one of mine. So they're doing an Awesome and Awesome, and I'm doing a Makeup in a Movie, which is like my favorite series that they do. I really, really like it. So if you guys aren't familiar with their channel, you need to pause this video and go subscribe to them. But what they do during Makeup in a Movie is Laney will do like a makeup look inspired by a movie or TV show, and Marshall usually will talk about that movie or TV show. So Makeup in a Movie, which is just a really cool idea. So we're going to be talking about Beauty and the Beast. And I know you're thinking, wow, this is a really greatly timed video that you've planned here, Megan, because the movie just came out.
Yes, it just came out.
Yeah, this is a good job, but it's not that Beauty and the Beast. It's the 2014 French Beauty and the Beast. You can't really see it good, but see Beauty and the Beast. I don't even know if we should even read the back. Probably not. It doesn't really give anything. But anyway, this came out in 2014, and we picked it up the other day. Well, I wanted to get it because I was like, hey,
we do this thing. We've done several of these. Instead of like a date night where we go out, we do a date night where we stay in. We go to Walmart or Target or wherever, and we buy a DVD, and we get some popcorn or candy, whatever we want, and we watch the movie. It's still way cheaper than, say, going to a movie theater, and then you get a DVD to keep at the end. But the few times we've done this, it's been a complete fail because we've picked
bad movies,
miserably awful movies. And that's where Beauty and the Beast comes from.
I picked this one out, and again, so Tim's gonna tell you about it. I don't remember much about it. It was, anyway, it was in French, and it had the original option it gave us wasn't even to watch it in French. It was just, it started playing with the English dubbing going, which really annoys me as somebody that likes movies from different countries, and I don't want to watch the annoying dub version. I want to watch the French with the subtitles. So anyway, we switched it over. But go ahead. I'm going to skip putting primer on because it's late and I don't want to. And I'm also not going to put primer on my face or my eyes. So do that if you're do that, but I'm not going to.
Leave a comment about that.
Shut up. Okay, so let me at least tell you where I'm starting with eyeshadows. She has this blue dress look that I think I like the most. It's on the box. I don't know if you can really see it, but I kind of want to, I hope there's some blues in these palettes. I kind of want to do something like that. So anyway, I'm going to use the Carly Bible BH Cosmetics palette to build up the base of my look while Tim is telling you about the movie. And I'll just hop back in whenever I'm done with the first part. But go ahead.
Okay, so as we said, it's in French, which years ago would have bothered me because it's not in English, and that's annoying, right? But
my gosh,
no, it's really, I don't know, I guess I've watched enough foreign language films, it's not a big deal. It was maybe about 2 months ago, I was watching a movie on Netflix, and I was about 20-25 minutes into the movie, and I realized this movie's in Spanish. Why didn't I notice it at first? I don't know, because I'm an idiot. But it was just shoot, what am I trying to say?
Well, it gets to a point with foreign language films where you're watching them and you're reading the subtitles and you're hearing them.
Yeah, I already had the subtitles on because we have a 3-year-old and he's running around all the time, blah, 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 and you can't hear the movie, so we have the subtitles on because sometimes it's he's quiet and then sometimes he's 2 inches from your face yelling. So we have the subtitles, and that's I'm used to watching the subtitles and I didn't realize, so I've gotten so immune to oh, it's in French, it's in Spanish, whatever. Anyways, so it's in French, but it's actually kind of nice. It takes place in France, so it gives some, I don't know, an air of legitimacy. Anyways, okay, starting out, it's not quite like the Beauty and the Beast Disney version or the new movie that came out. I should probably preface this all by she made me go see Beauty and the Beast in theaters
twice. And you liked it.
It was a good movie.
It was an amazing movie.
It was a good movie.
It was an amazing movie.
So, anyways, we went and saw it twice, and then she was like abhorred that I hadn't seen the animated version, so she made me watch that too.
As any rightful person would be.
Within like the month prior to watching this, I had seen The Beauty and the Beast 3 times, which is like 3 times more than I ever needed. And then
wow,
she's like, let's watch Beauty and the Beast again. So it was my 4th time.
Not technically, really. If I had made you watch the same movie 4 times, maybe.
I guess. This was very different from the others, though, so that was refreshing. Anyways, it starts out, there's a, they're narrating it to children. It's this woman, she's reading the story to 2 children of this fairy tale, or, whatever. And it's kind of like, well, why do they need to narrate it? They could just,
do it.
Go into the story. Yeah. So that was a little like, okay. So they start the story, and she, instead of being the only daughter, she's got her dad, but she's got 2 really annoying sisters, and...
Pause. That's actually how it is in the original one written in the book, like way back in the day. There's Belle, and then she has these 2 sisters, and anyway. So that it's closer to the original... story, fairy tale book. I find that interesting. Continue.
Okay. I'm not saying this is... Maybe I won't do the comparisons.
No, I think you should.
I guess people know the...
No, I think you should. People don't really know the original fairy tale.
Well, I don't know it either, apparently.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you can keep going, and I just thought that was interesting.
Okay. So anyway, she has 2 sisters, 2 brothers, a father that's like a merchant who's really rich, and they're all just kind of pompous and unlikable. She's the only somewhat likable member of the family. Anyways, he's got like 3 of these important cargo ships, and they run aground, and the cargo's lost, and basically they lose everything. They're forced to move out to the country, and they're in like squalor in this amazing like farmhouse on the French countryside. To them, it's like, woe is me, I don't have 30 necklaces anymore, so they're like whining and wailing, and she's the only one actually pleased to be there. So some time passes while they're out there, we don't know, but the dad's trying to get stuff sorted out and can't. He's trying to get them back on their feet. I guess one of the sons goes missing, so the father goes after the son, and he's like asking around about him, and he runs into people that I guess his son has run up some debts, either gambling or whatever. It doesn't explain.
No, it does not.
But there's like all these people that want to like take their money because he owes them money. They don't say why or how much or...
Ooh, can I pause so I can tell what the next thing I'm doing? I'm going to be using the Spellbound palette from Touch of Glam Beauty, which is Bay. I'm using Bay a lot tonight. You guys don't know, but Tim knows. I don't know why. Oh, yeah. But there's this like really pretty blue-purple color, and that is what I'm going to use like all over my lids and all up in my crease and everything. It's the blue one, the top, the one closest to me. Here it is. There it is. Okay, I'm going to put that on, and Tim can continue.
Anyway, father's looking for son. He's in this rough and tough bar, and he asks for his son. And the people that are like, oh, he owes us money, overhear him, and there's like a scuffle, and he barely gets out of there. So he's on the way back from this, and that's when the father stumbles across this castle. And he goes in, because it's like cold and whatever. And, yeah, there's like a table full of food that's out, purposely set for him. And then the stuff that his daughters wanted that he didn't think he was going to be able to buy, all the fancy jewelry and makeup and the things that they had wanted, was all just laying out. Like, exactly his, like, shopping list of his family's wants was just laying there. So he takes this all and loads it up and heads back out. And when he's leaving, right, this part's foggy, he picks a rose.
Yeah.
So he stole all this stuff that may have been like quasi presented to him. I don't know.
It wasn't.
It's unclear at this point in the movie.
Yeah.
So he takes this rose, and this...
I'm so excited.
This giant stone face, which goes unexplained for an hour, pops out of the rose bushes. This is like 20 feet tall, and it's just like, rah! And everyone's He's like, what?
Yeah, I was like, what am I watching?
Then the Beast is there, and he's just
he's standing on the thing's head. The head. Remember, he was like, and he jumped off of it.
And he jumps on the father, and he's just like, I left that stuff out for you. You could take what you wanted, and you did, but you had to take this rose too.
Which is, I don't know.
So he didn't mind the gold. Like, I guess the gold was a gift, or the.
I don't know, man. That's weird.
So
and how did he know that?
He lets him steal all this jewelry, but he makes a big deal about this rose. I'm not sure. It's kind of silly. Anyways, he's like, a life for a rose. You will be my prisoner here forever because you took this rose.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So he's like, you get like 24 hours, you get a day, go back, tell your loved ones goodbye, and then come back here. Oh, and the penalty for not is I will go there and kill them all.
Yeah, it's intense.
Yeah, and...
It's not a Disney movie.
Which got him to, it gives incentive.
It upped the ante a little bit.
Yeah, sure. It's the kind of thing you would think like Jack Bauer would say. Your demographic probably doesn't understand that reference. Okay.
I bet they do. I don't know.
Anyways, so he goes back home and he's like, hey, I met this... I don't know how he explains it, but his family believes it.
He's like... I think he was just like... this beast threatened me. And they were just like, okay.
I gotta go. Beast threatened me with eternal punishment or something. So...
and they're sad.
He's getting ready to go, and Belle's like his favorite daughter. They have this close relationship, and she's just like, no. So she locks him in her room.
Oh! Remember, did you tell him about the horse thing? Remember, he was...
Yeah.
You didn't tell him about the horse shit.
I will get to it.
Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, I'm sorry. Keep going.
I'm not sure if you're thinking what I'm thinking.
It already happened, the part where...
Okay,
I'll wait.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, where was I? Okay, so Belle runs out of the house, and she delayed her father running after her, and she jumps on their horse and rides it away. Now, a magical enchantment, or whatever you want to call it, had been put on the horse. All you had to do was whisper in its ear something like, take me back to the castle, and it would ride back to the castle.
It was like a life for a rose, was it?
You couldn't find the castle any other way. So... she whispers the magic phrase, and the horse takes her back to the castle, and the Beast is not taken aback at all. It's like, not that he planned it, but he's just not fazed at all that it's like not the guy he sent away coming back, but it's like the daughter. Anyway, so he is doing the same stuff, like gives her dresses, he sets food out for her, and it's very clear very quickly that this beast has... It's not like the Disney version where it's like charming and you're like, oh, they're falling in love. This is special.
Yeah.
There's some refined, quality there that she's like, exposing.
I'll say it. It's rapey. It gets rapey.
The beast is a creeper.
He's so creepy,
and
guys.
Has no redeeming qualities.
Mm-mm.
And he's like a couple, I don't know, passes. He makes passes at her, and a couple into it, he's just like, "You will be mine," or something like that.
You will give in to me.
Yeah, like it's just a matter of time until I have sex with you, sort of thing. And it's just like
we were like, "Oh my gosh."
Like, what?
It was a lot.
Anyways, that's off-putting.
I'm sorry. I love when we watch bad movies.
So, yeah, in the castle, more about it.
I'm putting the midnight cream shadow stuff I use all the time down on my lids, and then I'm putting the blue stuff on top. Continue. Sorry.
Basically, he lets her roam about the castle and its grounds during the day. She just has to be back there at night and have dinner with him. So, in her stumbling around outside, she comes across some evidence. It's not an evidence, it's like a statue or whatever that, like, somehow when she touches it, she starts getting visions of... It's basically their way of giving the backstory behind... how the Beast became the Beast, who he is, what's the story of the castle and all that. So there's, to explain the castle, to backtrack a little, the castle's nice, there are no teapots and candlesticks and things like that. there is just these weird dog things.
Sounds like we're making this up.
It's like watching Gremlins, but they're like more CGI and
it's weird.
I don't know. It's like they're little gremlins though. They're like puppy dog looking things that stand on two legs and have big heads in comparison to their body size. There's no way to...
It's weird because it's like their character design couldn't decide on should we go cute or should we go creepy. And it's a weird mixture that doesn't work.
And it's like they don't, in a meaningful way, interact with anyone else. Not the Beast, not Belle. They follow her around at one part, but they don't... There's no exchange. I don't know why...
Oh, the voodoo doll thing.
They're in it. Oh yeah, they make her some doll. And they put it on our bed. It wasn't a voodoo doll, but it was...
What we called the voodoo doll.
It would resemble like that because it was very crude. It was made by these puppy
dog things.
Yeah. Anyways, so apparently, you're watching and you're like, I hope this gets explained. Are those like people that got turned into those, or what's going on? They don't talk, so you get no explanation. Anyways, so she knows her days are like exploring about the castle and stuff. And so she gets these visions eventually in dreams or from the statue or wherever, and we get this backstory about the prince. So he's this prince, and he loves to hunt. That's his thing. So he goes out with all of his friends and all of his dogs, and they have this big hunting party, and they go around and they kill stags or whatever. Anyways, there's this golden deer, which they call a... I don't know. It's some name they have.
It doesn't matter.
But so it's like this elusive golden deer that, like, whenever they see it, they're like, "Oh, stop the hunting. We're gonna follow this thing now." And then they try and go after it. So basically, his wife is like, "Hey, stop trying to kill that golden deer. That's, you should just leave it alone. Make me a promise that you won't." And he's like, "Oh no, I'm fine. I'm not gonna try and kill it anymore, honey."
Well, he was like, "Have a son, and I will leave it alone."
Oh yeah. He's like, "Have a son, and I will no longer hunt it." He made his demands. Yeah, that's right.
And she was like, "Okay, I can do that for you."
Because what do you say to that? Anyways, so in keeping with the fact that this beast is an awful person, he still goes out and hunts this thing. So he sees it one day, and they're rushing after it, and he fires at it with this crossbow or whatever and kills this thing. So it's laying there wounded, and he's all like, yeah, and he walks up, and the deer shapeshifts back into his wife. And she's like, "Hey, I'm a wood nymph, and they allowed me to take, human form, so I did. But, I'm really this deer thing that you've been hunting." And then...
She should just hold him.
Her father, which apparently is like a thunder god, like peels out of the sky, and he's all like, "Rah," and she's like, "No, Dad, spare him. Do whatever you want. Just spare him." And I guess that's why instead of killing them all right then and there, he puts this weird curse on them.
Yeah, I guess.
The weird curse applies to apparently him, his hunting party, and his hunting dogs. The dogs, they never expressly... Well, they show it at the end.
They just show like a bunch of dogs, but like they never... It's explained kind of, but not to my satisfaction.
It's explained enough. You're like, oh, you get no explicit explanation, but it's implied.
Those dog-looking things were dogs. Like that's just like
why they had to like morph into weird-looking dogs instead of just staying dogs. Is that a curse to like we're gonna change you into looking different dogs?
Yeah, I don't understand it.
That
it's
part
weird.
was very silly.
Yeah.
He could have the thunder god could have just kept them being dogs, and I mean, what did they really do? They're dogs. They just did what the humans were telling them to do. Anyways, so he inadvertently kills his wife, and he's turned into this beast and locked away in this castle. It's mystified, the woods grow around it, you can't get to it, you can't get out of it, sort of
thing. It's like these thorn things.
Yeah, it's just locked away. So, and that's your premise that she finds out. Anyways, there's a point where they have a dance because
plot
and plot. the beast is a creeper, and he wants to get in her
her pants,
her Victorian pants.
It wouldn't be Victorian because this is France.
I know. Whatever. See, I don't know my stuff. That's what she does. She
her
knows
France equivalent of the Victorian age pants.
Yes. So, so the beast is trying to like make his moves, and
I'm putting on foundation. It's powder foundation.
Apparently, just wanted to have a dance because it would earn her a chance to go back home for a day.
I feel like she was using her sexuality to get something from him.
Yeah, he gives her like 10 hours or something like that. Not even quite a whole day back to go home to say goodbye to her family, who I would just assume doesn't even miss her.
Yeah, they suck.
Like, as she ran out the door to get on the horse to go to the castle to take her father's place, she was like, "Don't forget to love me."
Like, that's sad.
As she rode off.
That's
it's
so
like,
sad.
Like, reminding them, like, "Miss me, please."
Please miss me.
It was
sad.
It sounded a little desperate. Anyways, so she does this dance, and it ends, you know. And then she gets to go back, so she gets a ride on the magical horse again, and she gets out of there. She goes back, and there's not this like, oh, Belle, you're back, you know. There's not this hover around, you know, oh, we get a few more precious moments with you.
Remember, the sisters think she's a ghost.
Yeah.
It's Belle's
very
ghost.
First, you know, and anyways, she looks in on her father. The siblings are kind of preoccupied. I'll explain that in a moment. But she looks in on the father, and the father is like falling asleep. He is kind of like sick and whatever, and he's just choosing to kind of be asleep and unconscious. It doesn't really say. Anyways, the beast gave her a little locket with some water in it from this mystical healing pool, which basically it's just a setup for later because they had used the mystical healing pool.
Well, later. She used it already in the beginning where she Thorns cut her hand.
Yes, Thorns cut her hand.
It has these little lights in it. It's weird. We don't know.
Anyway, she has this little mystical healing bottle of this water, and she gives it to her dad, and her dad feels better, and he's like up and about and all that stuff. Well, anyways, the house is kind of like preoccupied because they're standing there with like guns and crossbows and stuff because these debt collectors might come around, and I guess they're closing in and are going to take the money by any means necessary, whatever. So they're like basically under siege in this house, and she's like doing all this stuff with her dad, and her two brothers get this idea in their head. Well, we will take the magic horse, we will go find these debt collector thugs, and we'll, you know, offer to lead them to this castle, and they can loot it, you know, dry. We don't like the beast, you know, he's already kidnapped 2 members of our family, and it gets the debt collectors off their back. So it's like a win-win for them, they're thinking. So they steal this horse, and they go. And so the 2 brothers of Belle and all the debt collectors go down, and they head over to the castle. And then she's with her dad, and she realizes they left, and she's like, oh my gosh, I have to go back and save the prince, be with the beast, and be with the beast,
well,
whatever.
They've seen the other movies. They know he's going to be a prince.
Anyways, she's like now lovingly trying to go be. It's not with the like you have to come back or I will come after you. It's she wants to get back there like so bad.
She has Stockholm syndrome.
It's not explained at all.
Like, why would you love this man?
She has no reason to love him.
He's horrible.
Yes. So that's just kind of like, huh? Like there should be. What's the draw there? I don't get it. So he
has nice things he's giving
goes
her,
back and manages to get back there somehow without the horse. I don't know, unexplained.
Oh no, it's not. She remember she tries to crawl through the thorns, and then I actually remember a lot of this movie. And then she's like, please, you know, on behalf of your daughter, you know, she's appealing to the thunder god guy.
Yeah, but how does she even find where the thorns are? How does she find the proximity of...
She saw something that she thought was in the general direction.
Anyway, she finds her way back to this castle. Apparently the
Thunder God guy is
The
nice.
explanation of her finding the way back there was not up to my satisfaction, but it was up to Megan's.
Oh, that was actually the only good part. Like,
I mean, I get it when she was crawling through the thorns. Anyway, she finds her way back to this castle to be reunited with the prince, the beast, whatever, and cut to the two brothers and all the.
Ooh, pause. I gotta show it. I'm taking the Makeup Maniacs eyeshadow palette, the 1 year palette, and I'm taking this middle like white shade, and I'm using that as an inner corner highlight. I've just done like the blue. I'll show you later. Continue.
Mid-sentence, really? Mm-hmm. Mid-sentence?
Yeah. Continue. This is terrible lighting to do makeup.
Anyways, so the debt collectors are there, and the brothers, and they're at the castle, and they start tearing some stuff apart.
Uh-oh.
Well, this is our child.
We have a Garrett! Look,
Hi.
Garrett!
Hi.
You haven't been in a video in forever!
You're on camera.
Mommy, I got this too.
And who else are you with? Daddy? Oh, come on.
Do you want to go watch Mickey?
Yeah, go watch your show, buddy.
Uh-oh. That's okay. We figured he'd probably be in this at some point. Hey, Garrett!
Mommy,
This is not about you. I'm just kidding. Okay, Tim's gonna continue.
Anyways, so they're beginning to loot this castle, and you're like, oh, the beast is going to come out and kill them all, but he doesn't, not at first. The first thing to happen...
Sorry, he's telling the colors in my eyeshadow palette, and it was super cute. Go watch your show! You might have to change shows.
So anyways, I don't know where I left off, but the brothers and the thugs are at the castle, they're looting, and... this huge statue like stands up out of the ground. It's apparently been there for years, been covered in growth and whatever, and it stands up and it's all like and it's been like an hour since the face thing, and it's finally like, oh, we get it now. The hunting party is all these stone statues. They're huge though, so these people have been turned into stone statues that I guess can come alive to defend the castle, but aren't any other time. Anyways, these big stone statues come to life. They're like 100 feet tall, and they're upset at the thugs and the brothers for looting the castle. So, yeah, they try shooting at them, and that doesn't work so well. They end up pretty much killing all of the thugs except for the main bad guy. He almost gets away, and then, kind of as the curse is being destroyed or whatever, one of the...
It's okay.
One of the...
We have a 3-year-old, people.
Yeah, he's in a diaper, though.
He can be in a diaper? Yes, he can.
Well, this is just going to be a really long video.
It's fine. Okay. I contoured. That's all I did. Now I'm putting on blush. There you go.
So anyways, there's this battle ensuing between the thugs and the stone men and the beast. They're at each other. So at some point the beast gets shot with this golden crossbow dart thing, and Belle just has to save him. Again, we don't know why.
Yeah, he should. Yeah.
He's not worth saving. But she and I guess 2 of the brothers or whatever, you know, are hauling his body back into the castle so they can heal him in that magic water pit that they have.
Because plot.
Because plot. So they take him back in there, and it's also unexplained. There's like vines that are coming to life and like trying to get them. All the vines and stuff that have been growing over the castle. They just start going after them. So I'm not sure at this point. I don't know if they did either. So they're like, the brothers are fencing these vines as they're coming at them, trying to fend them off, and she's getting them into the water pit and the Beast is like, you know, do you think that there's ever any way, if we had a whole bunch of time, that you could ever, like, find a little bit of compassion for me? And, because he doesn't even see this coming. The viewers don't see this coming.
Neither does he.
The Beast doesn't see this coming. Logic doesn't see this coming. And Belle's just like, I already love you.
And we're like, what?
And so that's like it. That's the curse. Like the vines start to peel back. The stone creatures which were outside start to crumble. Things, whatever.
That sucks for them.
Everything with
They got
the
to
curse is done under.
The weird little dog
The weird
things?
dog things turn back into regular dogs.
Yeah, that's weak sauce for a curse.
And then the Beast kind of sinks down in the pit, and then when he comes up, he's like the human man. And that's kind of the end of it. They then show a happily ever after scene where it's the daughter. She finishes reading the story to her two children. Oh, that's why it was narrated. Belle was reading the story to her children.
I got that right away.
Yeah, Megan had that from like the beginning of the film.
I was like, oh, it's Belle's kid.
I guess I didn't think about it or care, but I didn't get it till like pretty much when you're supposed to get it. So anyways, there's this happily ever after scene, and she walks outside and kisses her husband, and there's all this stuff.
But they kind of like make out, kind of. You're like, that's weird.
Yeah, it's very.
And her dad's just like all cool and stuff with like, I don't know, them being together. It's weird.
And they have all the dogs at their house, and I believe they're at the house that was the original
country?
house in the country. Yeah,
I think so too.
They're not at the castle. They're at the where they were living in the country.
Yep.
So, anyways, that's the movie. As far as the technical aspects, the costumes, the CGI, all that stuff.
The dog CGI wasn't
That's
good.
all decent. It's not so amazing that it takes your breath away, and it's not so
I don't know,
bad.
the costumes were actually really pretty.
It's not so bad that you're like, oh, and it detracts from the movie because you're like, you keep locking onto it when you shouldn't be. The costumes were nice.
They were
It was all
stunning.
nice. It was part. It was
Entertainment Weekly said, gorgeous production design and lavish costumes, because they didn't want to say, what the heck was this?
So,
oh gosh.
anyways, pretty par for the course on all that stuff. Pretty good job. The bad part is just the plot. There's no likable characters. Did you like any of the characters?
I liked Belle.
Belle's almost likable.
For like a little bit, and then it was like I felt like she became really into like all the nice clothes she had now, you know, and then that's why she loved him. I don't know, but she ended up not being likable either.
She inexplicably loved the prince.
That psychic lady was almost likable. That weird psychic lady.
Oh, there was a woman that was running with the thug group that just like read their tarot cards and stuff.
We don't know why she
was
was
kind
in
of
the
like
movie.
the girlfriend of the main thug and was there just kind of because
She was
because
almost
plot.
likable, but not really.
But yeah, there were no characters where they were like super interesting or like, oh yeah, I want to see something happen for this person or whatever. It was just like, yeah. So there's that. That's a drag.
There's that.
There's the Stockholm syndrome that apparently happened because there's no other way to explain why Belle liked the Beast. He was creepy. They had no chemistry.
No, they didn't. They had no chemistry.
It made absolutely no sense. Even after he was a human, it made no sense. It doesn't help. There was no noble backstory or he's come around. He was a bad person, but he's now good. It still seemed like he was an guy. She found out he had killed his wife.
He didn't mean to, though.
Yes, accidentally, whatever. But it just there's nothing there that she found out about him that like could have made him or her fall in love with him.
Yeah.
I don't understand what the attraction is there. You're left going, huh? And the whole point of this movie, the Beauty and the Beast scenario, right? You watch it and you go, what a love story, or it's endearing that she could look past him being a beast to see his other great qualities, and he could look past his issues, and they could fall in love, and like, you're like, whoa, we didn't think this would happen, but it's, you know, it's this meant to be this beautiful love story, and in this case,
we were like, we didn't think this would happen, and it also shouldn't happen.
Yeah, it's just like, they don't, there's no reason for them to love each other. You're just like, huh?
Yeah.
The love isn't there. It's a love story without love. But like at the end, they're just like, yeah, we love you. Of course, the Beast never really says it. His whole thing was he wanted to get with her. I mean, I never saw anything besides that. And she says she loves him at the end, but I don't think he says it back. And he certainly doesn't do anything to express it like, I spent a day cutting all these flowers for you or something. He doesn't ever do any act.
He never really makes any like big gestures except for like, here's pretty clothes.
Which he probably magicked out of nothing, like he did all the lockets and makeup and gold and stuff.
Yeah, like it's I don't know, I don't get it.
It's a love story without love, and that is why.
I mean, literally, that one scene was super rapey. Like, I was like, whoa. Anyway, pause. I'm using the Pretties for... Hey! Not cool, Garrett. I'm using the Pretties for Your Face Magic Hollow Pressed Highlighter. It's like a holographic highlighter. I'm using it on my cheeks because I'm only really using products from my 7-day makeup tray in this one. And it's like a magical shimmery thing, and there's some weird magic in this movie. I don't know. Keep going.
Anyways, immediately after the movie, she said she thought it was a 1 out of 10. And I said 4 out of 10. I mean, it was refreshing that it was a different take on the story than what you would be used to if you'd only known the Disney stuff. It presented some things that maybe you don't usually see in an American movie.
Big giant stone heads for no reason. Well, there was a reason, but
there was a lot of stuff that had no immediate explanation or had no explanation.
I don't think I've ever watched a movie where I just was like, what? Like the whole time. My main emotion was, what?
Yeah, you were kind of confounded for some of it. So it just
Garrett.
Anything that it could have done, any amazing shots, any amazing scenes were just dulled by the fact that it was meant to be this amazing love story, but didn't have
Any love at all.
So basically, the entire premise of the movie, the entire point of the movie, was completely shattered by the movie.
It was weird.
So the movie tripped over itself, and we got to see it stumble home, I guess. I don't know.
Is it the worst movie I've ever seen? No. But is it in the running? Is it in the top 50 worst movies I've ever seen? Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
I don't know about that.
Oh, yes for me. It is in the top 50 worst movies I've ever seen.
Anyways, we bought this movie for the date night, so we have our own copy that we will most likely never watch again.
We should just give it away. That'd be great.
You can. It might be thrown in as a giveaway.
We don't know.
Anyways, we've done this a couple times where we've bought movies for our date night in, and they've turned out to be not good movies. The last one was Serena. I don't know. It's the movie with Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence is in it with Bradley Cooper, and we're like, oh, this should be good,
It's Jennifer Lawrence.
right?
We trust her.
Yeah, we had just seen like Silver Linings Playbook. We're like, oh, this should be good too, you know, right? And it was not. And then, like a week later, I seen it on Netflix, and it was like, one, this was a bad movie that we spent like $10 for.
Sorry.
2, we could have watched this on Netflix.
Oh, hold on, let me talk about my lip, because I won't be able to talk for a while I'm putting these on, so you're just going to have to talk about stuff. I'm putting on a couple different lip sense colors. I'm doing a mixture of Dawn Rising and Aussie Rose. It's because, like, the pink, the like lighter pink is more like Belle, and this like coppery, like metallic copper color is more like the Beast. So I'm gonna do like 2 layers of this, 1 layer of this, and then I'm gonna top it with opal gloss, which is like super magical looking. And anyway, I won't be able to talk for a while, so I don't know. Just keep talking about weird things in the movie. I don't know what you're gonna talk about. Have fun.
What was I talking about before?
Oh, Netflix. It showed up on Netflix.
Yes. So anyways, we bought this movie and we watched it and didn't like it. And I look the next day, I'm cruising through Netflix. I think I was trying to pull something up for Garrett. And what do I see? Beauty and the Beast on Netflix. And it was just like, dang it. Happened again. And there was a couple other times we did this where we didn't really care for the movie. So I don't know if we're really going to do that date night in the future. If you do it, I think it's a good idea.
You get a pick.
Yes, if we do it again, I will pick. And she'll be forced to watch like Logan or something that she won't watch, but she'll appreciate it in the end. Yeah, that's all I have to say about this. You're expecting me to keep talking, but
how could the movie have been better?
How could the movie have been better is what she just said. If there was a legitimate love story, that would have been swell. That's what this movie's about, and that wasn't there. That's appalling. So that the Disney version had other things going for it. There was no singing in this version. That's a plus. That may have raised it a point or 2 on my scale right there. Maybe I should bump this up to a 5. There was no singing. I don't really care for that sort of thing, which is why I never watched the whole way through the original Disney animated one, because the singing, But you look at that one and you got like Chip, this cute little teacup that's adds a lot to the movie. You got Gaston, this funny guy. Or his buddy. LeFou?
LeFou, yeah. That's close.
Anyways, you got the LeFou character, Gaston's friend, who provides some comedic relief and whatever. And you got these other characters along the way that are likable and add stuff, the little candlestick guy and whatnot. And then in this one, it's like they're like, okay, let's have this movie and let's not have any good characters. Let's not have any. I mean, was there any comedy in it? No, not really. There wasn't like a ha-ha chuckle part or anything thrown in. It was devoid of that. And it wasn't like a serious, somber movie or anything. It was just lacking because it was lacking. I don't know. So adding in some characters, adding in some comedy, actually having a love story would have made this a good movie. I don't know what else to say. She doesn't either.
Okay.
This part will be sped up. You now have to speed up that part.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
I'll just make you look stupid.
She's not going to do that. Please don't do that. Anyways, yeah, that's the movie. I can talk about the other ones. The animated one is, I don't know.
Do that.
It's a classic. It's animated. It was okay.
Oh, it was okay.
It was okay.
It's a masterpiece.
It's a masterpiece that was okay. And then you got the one with Emma Watson. That was pretty good.
I really like that movie. Spoiler for people that haven't seen it, like, don't watch anymore, but you've had time. It's about to be out on DVD. You've had your time. Anyway, I really didn't like the, like, random, like, this is a map. We're going to use this to explain the backstory. Because plot. I guess that's the only way I could think. Like, that weird magical map.
Yeah, it takes him
we don't like that.
to Paris and
she somehow can bring this rattle back with her. Like, I don't know.
So they're like stuck in the castle, But he has this map that can take him anywhere all over the world.
Yeah.
Magically, and then bring him back. But it's somehow this torturous thing that is the worst part of the curse.
Well, it's because when he goes anywhere, I guess there weren't any people I saw when they went there. But maybe, like, there's people, and they're like, ah, beast, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. That was a pretty good movie all the way around.
Oh, this is weird and random, but I like featurettes about, like, movies, like how they made them and stuff. And I was watching one about how they did the CGI with Dan Stevens. And, that's his name, right? Yeah. It was, right?
Why would I know that?
I don't know. Everyone knows that?
She knows I don't know that.
Anyway, Dan Stevens had, like, so he had this big giant gray suit he wore, this heavy gray suit for, like, the motion capture when he was, like, actually physically playing the Beast.
Oh, the guy that played the Beast.
Yes, and he had these, like, stilts. They were not, like, normal stilts, but he was on these stilts. They were, like, this is your foot, and then it was, like, this thing like this. So they were, like, stilts that lifted him up that were easy to walk on. And so, like, he was wearing this super heavy thing, and then that's how they got his body capture, right? And then they left his face open so Emma Watson could play off him, because, like, usually they have all this stuff on the face and it would be distracting. And then they had him every night go and do face capture. He would have to recreate whatever scene he was in. Like, it might have been weeks before that they filmed it. He would have to recreate it and, like, just do face capture. And then they combine those two. And that's how, like, so much of his performance leaks through all of that. And I actually think it's really good. Because I totally was really upset about... I'm snobbish about how I don't like CGI. I hate CGI. Not, like, it depends. Little bits of...
Get ready for the rant.
Little bits of CGI are fine. But, like, you never see practical effects or practical sets anymore. Like, in Willy Wonka, I don't like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory very much. But the sets in that movie are just beautiful. You won't see anything like that anymore, and it's sad. Anyway, I would have probably still even preferred some kind of makeup, some kind of prosthetic work to create the Beast. It could have been done. There are fantastic makeup artists that do this stuff all the time. So it could have been done. I mean, the CGI is cool, but I'm just always never... I'm not going to be on the side of CGI. But I was pleasantly surprised with how good it was. The CGI work, you know. It was good. It wasn't too long of a rant this time.
Okay. Now, doesn't she look magical?
Hold on, I got to pull this over here. I got to pull the camera over to do a close-up. Here, camera, come here.
Akio camera.
Oh, you remembered. That's so cute. Okay.
Boy.
Okay, now, this is probably not my best look because I was working with really bad lighting and I didn't do my brows completely because I'm tired. It's such a terrible excuse. But, I did the blue because of her dress, and then I did, like, 3 different colors on the lip. So it's a little different than what I normally do. I didn't fill in the brows at all. I just used the gel because her brows are super natural in the movie and everything. That's me trying to tie in my laziness to make it seem like I did it for a reason. Let me back that up. Okay. Ugh. I never usually do blue like this, but it works with it's like the same color blue as her dress, right? It's like pretty close. Okay, yes it is. So, that was our makeup in a movie. Go and watch, Laney and probably Marshall are probably going to be doing the movie, or the collab video that they do. It's probably going to be Marshall, but I don't know. It might just be Laney. Who knows? But watch their video. It's linked down below, and go and check out their makeup in a movie videos. They've done some really awesome videos. It's my favorite series that they do. I really love it. And thank you guys for letting me do your video. It's fun. I'm jealous that I can't do it all the time. It's fun, right? It's a fun video. You should let us, like, rent it. You know, we'll rent your idea so that we can do it. Not really, we're poor. Okay, so that's all I have to say. Garrett, you want to say bye? You want to say bye? Look, camera. Say bye. Say bye. Here, pick him up. Oh, okay, or turn it. Just don't knock don't knock my camera over. Garrett, say hi.
Say hi.
Say bye. You want to count for them?
Bye, Mommy, Dad. Bye, Mommy.
Say 1.
Bye.
1.
Bye.
Okay,
Bye.
that's all we're gonna get from him.
Okay.
Can you turn the thing back?
Bye.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, bye, Garrett. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and this is Megan.
And Tim.
Out. You gotta push the button.
Okay. Goodbye, Mickey. again.